Morning, peeps. I'm back. I just had to come back because what an exciting game that was. And the goat pick, peeps, Kiwior, goal straight away. But sadly, it looks as if he's lost his bonus points. We're going to have a look at the current bonus points for this match. If you watch this game, absolutely crazy. It's such a roller coaster of emotions. Not having Eze when he scored pretty much wiped out most of my Kiwior games, but overall fantastic match, and I think that's the first attacking returns I've had in this entire game week. People were saying it's a complete disaster, but they're never over till they're over, peeps, unless you captained or triple captained Saka, because 2 points. 2 points. So you got 1 point. You got 1 point for your triple captain. Is that right? No, you must be 2. You must get 2 points for triple captain. You must have ended up on 6. Must have ended up on 6 if you triple captain him. Anyway, peeps, let's have a quick look at the bonus points for this match. And you can see Kiwior has completely dropped out. Even Mateta, ridiculously, only played 15 minutes. Yes, he got a goal from a Saliba mistake. That pick Saliba should have about 10 points deducted for giving the ball to Mateta there. But pretty much all Mateta did, nice finish, and he's taken all 3 bonus points, despite not even starting the game, you know. I mean, I'm not going to complain, because I do own Mateta, but it did take away some of Kiwior's points, but at least it took away a couple of Eze's points, which is good. Unless you own him, of course. So the finals in, Kiwior 13 proved to be the highest scoring player I have this game week, followed by Henderson and Mateta. So quite unexpected there, really, especially Mateta. You know, when you heard he didn't even start. Saka, 2 points is obviously the big disappointment. Saka could have got a goal after he came on. Palace were looking good. Savinho didn't even start last night, but we don't worry too much about that. Overall, up from 106k to 85k. So finally inside the top 100k. Triple captain, not triple captain, still have my assistant manager chip. I'm only 15 points off the top 50k. I'm going to run that down in the next couple of weeks, and it's all looking good, peeps. Now we've got to go and have a look at this league, because there's been big changes tonight, big changes. 4 teams have had a shocker, and other teams have done well. We can see here, Mark is top with 85. It's accidental free hit, which apparently he did know about after he played it. So he did make a few changes, which is why he has Trossard in. Apparently he did think about triple captaining Trossard, but in the end captained Saka. But Trossard has ended up on 25 points. So absolutely incredible there. If you weren't on a free hit, you probably wouldn't have bought him, because long term he's not kind of a nailed on pick or anything, is he? But Mark obviously going to get a bad score next week, not having his free hit chip, but you know, Trossard's got him an extra 20 odd points, hasn't he? So well done to him. Second was Late Riser, except of course it isn't, because he's taken a -12, so he's really on 72, so we won't worry too much about him. Again, Mateta and Kiwior. Then Bakar on 80, me on 79, Wag on 79. Now we've got to look at Wag's team. No Man City players, not a single Man City players. There are only 2 Palace players from Mateta and Henderson, who it turns out both did well. See, Rare ended up on 7. She also had Kiwior, Kirkez, and despite not having any Man City in a double game week, has finished on 79 points. So that's pretty impressive, isn't it? But she did get 15, 16, 18 from her bench boost. See, Henderson only got 1 point tonight. Both of the keepers, really annoyingly, both keepers in this match only made 2 saves. So none of them even got a save point. They completely cancelled each other out, but not even a save point. And I guess the result of this game is going to have a bearing on Liverpool and when they win the league, isn't it? I'm not sure what it means exactly. I haven't quite checked, but you know, it's looking like a good chance they could win the league this week, which is why I think Trent is going to start. We'll have a look at my free hit team in a minute because I've made a few changes, I think. So, and we've got Wag, Harry on 75. Now, Harry played his assistant manager chip, still got 17 for Arteta from a win and a draw, which isn't terrible. But he still only ended up on 75 points. So I think people that don't have Kirill, for example, haven't done too well. We've got 4 teams at the bottom here. There's a big gap down here. And these teams have done pretty poorly this week. Joe looked like he was going to have a good game week, but he's had another poor one. You know, he's had a run of poor game weeks, Joe. Fabio, considered to be the world's best, 61. Let's Talk Andy, not considered to be one of the world's best, 61. And and As, 61 as well, having topped it last week. As has come bottom this week. I think they're having their stream. I saw a bit of a stream. Live reaction with, who was it? It was As anyway, and a couple of others. Luke, that was the one. He was on there as well. I think they'd all captained Saka. And it didn't make too much difference though, captaining Salah, to be fair, because I mean, Mamouche only got 8 points, so it's only cost 4 points. Difference between captaining Saka and captaining Mamouche. None of these teams have got Kirill. Who's got Kirill? Peeps, let's have a look. Because he was the GOAT pick. And I couldn't believe Mark the other week on the black box. I said this before when he said that you wouldn't go there when As mentioned Kirill. I don't know why he wouldn't go there because he's looking really good, really good. I'm not just saying that because of his goal. I mean, he kept the clean sheets against Real Madrid. Absolutely fantastic. 4-point-odd million. So these 4 teams here all have Kirill, Wag, myself, Bakar, and Late Riser. So these teams at the bottom haven't done too well. I don't know why. Let's have a look. What's Joe done wrong? Nothing really, except, oh, he's got Mateta. Basically just not having Kirill, I guess. Fabio. What did Munoz get? 6 points. I think that was from the other day, wasn't it? Nothing much to report there. Yeah, they just missed the points, basically, these teams. And it's the first time that people that don't have Mateta have actually been punished, because they've had Evan Nielsen and got his points the last few weeks. They've probably done well overall, not only Mateta, but that 10 points today has obviously made up for the difference quite a bit, hasn't it? So it was getting a bit annoying having Mateta and watching all the owners of other strikers getting points. But finally Mateta's come good. So unbelievable, peeps. Unbelievable end to the game week. Bench boost. My bench boost ended up with 6, you'll be pleased to hear, which is a big fail for the bench boost. But with Kirill's points and Mateta's points, I'm happy. I would have settled for that before the game week started. A rise of 21k up to 85k. Inside the top million for this game week, which is what you'd expect with a bench boost. But considering the bench boost failed, very happy. Now, picks, we've got to talk about, because we don't really want to talk about last week, do we? We want to talk about what's happening here. I've made a free hit somewhere along the line. This must be it. Right, I went on Let's Talk FPL Beer, whatever. Have a beer or whatever his channel's called. and I made a free hit team. And while I was on that show, I went off Forest because I realised that the FA Cup games were for the Forest games, so we're not going to know. You know, I mean, Wood could get injured during the FA Cup game, for example. They could also end up having to go to extra time and penalties and being extremely exhausted. They could have the effect, if they win, of being so excited that they're not fully focused on Brentford, or if they lose, they could be depressed. You know, we just don't know the effect that the FA Cup game is going to have on Forest. So I'm going to take out Wood from my free hit draft, and I'm possibly bringing in a very popular pick because, like I said, I just want the player to have a very safe free hit this week, because I think if you've got a free hit, you're pretty much going to get a green arrow anyway. If you play with a straight bat, you're pretty much guaranteed a green arrow. And the only thing that would stop you getting a green arrow is if you go different from other free hitters and it doesn't work out. Because the people that haven't got a free hit, we're obviously going to be doing much better than them this week. So I think it's enough just to have a free hit and not do anything silly, or not take any undue risks, is what I mean. So I'm also a bit worried about Gordon, because again, we don't know, do we? We don't know if he's going to start, if Barnes is going to start, if Gordon's going to start. So I'm going to have a look at the ownership of these players for the free hit and probably go with the most popular. Going without any of them is also risky in a way, isn't it? Because there's a bit of a risk involved either way. So I think to lessen the risk, the best chance is to go with the one that most other people are going for. Because if you fail, they all fail, and it doesn't make too much difference. So I'm happy with Pope, I think. Although when you look at Newcastle, it's going to be a high scoring game, then that favours defenders over goalkeeper, doesn't it? You have to say that. If it's a low scoring game, it probably favours the goalkeeper over the defenders. But I'm pretty happy with these three defenders here: Sessegnon, Aït-Nouri and Trent. Now, people are saying Trent's a bit of a risk. I don't really consider him to be one. I'm pretty sure he will start, having seen the way he reacted to his goal the other day, you know, the excitement and everything of that, and the fact that he was immediately engulfed with his teammates. Obviously still think a lot of him and the team, and you know, he's going to want to be in that team when they win that league, isn't he? And that could quite possibly be this weekend. So I'm going for Trent. If I didn't go for Trent, I probably would have gone for Livramento and got a different goalkeeper. Probably that would be probably my preferred route, I suspect. But you know, I mean, Livramento or someone could get attacking returns and bonus points, couldn't they? A lot of people are going with Shah, and the fact that people are going for different Newcastle defenders, like other people are going Trippier, means it spreads the risk out. You know, the risk of one of them getting points is lessened because not so many will own them. So Cunha, Welbeck, Isaac, I think is pretty much. If I'm not getting Wood, I think Welbeck is probably the best option. He's on penalties. Like I said yesterday on the stream, I'm not too high on Bournemouth. I think Man United would do well against them. The other one, of course, is Jimenez away at Southampton, because it looks like Muniz is injured. But Fulham are a bit off the boil. I think I'll just stick with Sessegnon. So I want to spread it around a bit. So I'll go with Welbeck. Have Sessegnon for my Fulham coverage. I've taken out Wood, so I've got more money in the bank because I bought Welbeck in. so I can make a better defence now. Just in case somebody doesn't start, I can have somebody very good on the bench. I don't know who it's going to be, but it probably won't now be these guys. Bit of talk about Palmer. I don't know what the ownership is for. Where can you find out? Let me have a look on here and see what people are doing. I guess that's the easiest way, isn't it? Let's see what people are doing. I think we go home to find that. Ownership changes. Here we go. Current transfers. Cunha, Aitnori, Palmer, Robinson, Mulbremo. Doesn't tell us a huge amount, does it? We might find out more on, let's have a look on the official site. Transfers in round. I guess a lot of people have already got Murphy, haven't they? Which is why he's not going to show up on transfers in. That's why he's not going to show up on transfers in. So we got Sells, Leno, Pope, 3 highest goalkeepers. Aitnori, Shah looks like the one that's coming in of choice, although you can say that, again, a lot of people might already have Livramento, so wouldn't have changed him on their free hit. Milenkovic, Virgil, Robinson, Trent, Kirkes, Sessegnon is right up there, so people are noticing him. Cucurella's right up there. I might well bring Cucurella in actually on my free hit. Now I've got more money to spend. Some of Buemo, Bryans, Murphy, Iwobi. Yeah, see, Gordon's not up here at all, is he? He's not up here at all. So, you know, he's a differential pick, but he's a risky one, so I probably shouldn't have him in. Only less than 20,000 bought him in, compared with nearly 100,000 bought in Murphy and 100,000 Barnes. People are saying Murphy's more nailed on because Barnes and Gordon tend to play the same side, but it's not impossible that Murphy has a rest. Where's Palmer? Palmer is up there. He's on the list. So this is really what I'm looking for now, is a safe free hit team, basically. A safe free hit team. You know, obviously if you're lower rank, and I'm only doing this because I still have my assistant manager left, which I think is going to be enough to give me a decent rank at the end of the day. I don't know where this free hit's going to end up in terms of rank, because I don't know how many people above me don't have a free hit. You suspect it won't be many. You suspect most people are still going to have a free hit chip. I don't know where you find out the stats for that type of thing. But on the evidence of this, I think it's a case of sticking with Murphy or Newcastle. Came off early the other day, didn't he? Which is probably a good thing. So he's not like he's going to be tired of anything. So stick with Murphy. Get better defenders. I think Cucurella's obviously a good option. Midfielders, I could probably even afford Bowen or somebody even. Could I afford Bowen? Let's get Bowen in. And wish we could play our bench boost on the same week that we can play our free hit chip, which we can. And I think that's enough. So I can downgrade Mikolenko to somebody extremely cheap. Extremely cheap. Go for 3.9. any of these play? Let's have a look. We'll go for him. Yes. It's always minus 0.1 cat, isn't it? Always. Always. Right, so who shall I do instead? I'll take out Bowen because realistically, I don't know, somebody could come on, couldn't they? Somebody could come on. Let's pick a Forest midfielder. Gibbs White. We'll put Gibbs White in instead. Oh, I haven't changed him, so I can afford. Where are we? Select Club, Brighton, Welbeck. So Welbeck comes in, he goes out, Bowen comes back in. Honestly, Pete, I'll make a right mess of it, then. It's not very slick, not very slick. Bowen. Right, so that's going to be my free hit team, I think. I think that will pretty much be it, apart from we don't even need him anymore. So I can bring in a decent one. I'll go with another Forest one. Pick a Forest player. You know, like I said, I'm a bit down on Forest because we don't know what's going to happen to them in the FA Cup, do we? Injuries, tiredness, mental fatigue. So I think that is a pretty decent looking free hit there. I think they're all, now we've got all 15 of them are great options for a free hit. So I'll save that one, update it. So yeah, and who to captain? I think Salah. We don't trust Isaac anymore, although he'll probably do well when he. This could be the one where we win the title, Liverpool. But again, they might be a bit nervy until they get a goal. So a nice silly goal would be good. And I think this is probably now really is going to be my free hit chip. Well, Boimo, again, it's a safety issue with him. Going to be very highly owned. All of these players are on a free hit. The only risk you could say that I've done different from a lot of other people is a lot of other people have got a Newcastle defender and they've got a different goalkeeper. But my risk, I guess, this week is Trent, because a lot of people that are not on a free hit are not going to have Trent, which is a good thing. They're not going to have Welbeck. They're not going to have Bueno, most of them. They're probably not going to have Palmer. So no's not on a free hit chip. That is different in that sense. This team is different from those that haven't got a free hit. So it's differential enough, I think. It doesn't need to differentiate itself particularly from other free hit managers. That's what I'm getting at, pips. Anyway, we're going to have a quick look at Reddit and see what's what, see what they're all complaining about today, because they're all rubbishing a double game week an hour and a half ago. But now, what have we got here? Someone being clever with his captain, but it didn't work out that way because Saka did come on, didn't he? So he actually got 22 points, peeps. 22 points, not 20. So people complaining about people getting benched, but Mateta, 10 points. Well, 9 probably, wasn't it, today? 9 today. Ridiculous. Can't believe he's got the bonus point. I hate the bonus point system. Did Marino not even play at all? 9 points in 5 games from Salah, Saka and Marmoush. Yeah, wasn't good, wasn't good. I hope we're not making the same mistake captaining Salah this week, in that the traditional big scorers are no longer scoring, are they? So that's about it, I think, peeps. That's about it. So no more videos for me now this week. This is the final free hit. I'm kind of thinking this is it for now. I'd like to have Gordon, but unless we know he's playing, then I will avoid him. The bench is very good, so if anybody doesn't play, it's looking good, but I see no reason. Apparently, there's Sessegnon could be a bit of a doubt, couldn't he? If that's the case, Cucurella would come in for him. So I think he'd either be injured or not injured, Sessegnon. So he's unlikely to be on the bench. Is playing as a winger, so he's an out-and-out winger now, which is why people are selecting him. Some people have gone double Wolves attack with Cunha and Strand-Larsen, but I'd rather spread it about a bit, I think. Brighton are a bit on the beach, which is a worry. It is a bit of a worry. But very popular Pip Welbeck, so I will go with him. And he is on penalties. I think nearly everyone in this team is on penalties, apart from Murphy, would be the only attacker not on penalties in this team. All the defenders are very attacking, so it should be good. Anyway, peeps, another great week in FPL. So a long week, wasn't it? But probably turned out well for most people. I think a lot of you have Aze, if you don't have Mateta. And a lot of you, especially those who follow me, peeps, will have picked up on Kiwior being an absolute goat pick. We'll go and have a quick look and see if my rank's changed. We're probably going to lose bonus points, aren't we? Someone's going to lose bonus points from the other day. We'll go and change them. And but that looks about it. So I'll just check on. Let's have a quick look at the prices. This will tell us who's coming in or not. This will tell us who's coming in. 8 normally Mubremo, Shah, Iwobi. He's another interesting differential. Wood, Pope, Bowen, Murphy, Visser, Cunha. Again, Visser's another one. Let's show the top 20 actually. I didn't know you could do this. But this looks a more sensible list of who's being brought in than looking at the official site, where you get all sorts of casuals kind of changing things a little bit, don't you? So Kiwior, that doesn't make sense because do they have a game? They don't even have a game, do they? No, they don't. Diaz. So you can see it's not all sensible. Not all sensible, peeps. Top transfers today. Cunha in for Mateta. Cunha in for Marmouche. Wood in. Cunha. 8 Nori. Multiple Cunhas. Multiple Cunhas. Going to be in everyone's team. 8 Nori might go up tonight. If you're not on a free hit and you want him, you may want to get him today. A lot of the people that we are actually having to keep, because we're on our free hit and we're still going to have in game week 35, a lot of them are dropping in price. Mateta. That's about, he's about, oh, Marmouche could drop in price. But I mean, you're going to want him, aren't you? I bet you're going to want him. Game week 35, home to Wolves, and then they've got possibly got a double game week. Anyway, peeps, that's enough of that. I'll talk to you all later. And like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you all later anyway. So cheers for now. I just thought I'd better come on and do a quick update. So cheers for now then, peeps.